What's up, Pokemon players? Pokemonger back with another online deck showcase for ya. And today I got another really fun one. It's Raichu GX from Crimson Invasion. So, Raichu GX, 210 hit points stage 1, powerful spark, does 20 base plus 20 more times all the amount of energy we have attached to our Pokemon. So that can stack up to really huge numbers. That's going to be probably the main attack of this deck most of the time. Just use 2 energy to powerful spark for a ton of damage. So we got to get a bunch of energy into play. Otherwise, this 3 energy thunder can hit for 160, 190 with a choice band, which can one-shot a lot of things. But then we do take 30 damage to ourselves, which is a pretty good attack, honestly. We'll end up using that a lot. And then Voltail GX, 120 damage and then paralyze your opponent. So that can buy you a turn and potentially ensure that you can KO an opponent's Pokemon on a successive turn. So very, very fun Pokemon here, very strong. We have one Oranguru for the late game in, one Jolteon EX in here, very easy to charge up with max elixirs, manual attachments, and Electrode. And this protects us if our opponent is playing a deck with all basic Pokemon. We can sort of abuse Jolteon wall there. A 4-3 line of Raichu GX, one Tapu Koko GX. Play this down to your bench and move any amount of lightning energy you want from your Pokemon to this Pokemon, and then make it active. So that can really surprise an opponent. Play this down, put 3 energy on it, and then Tapu Thunder GX for a one-hit KO a lot of the time, or Sky High Claws and just have a fresh new attacker. So very, very good. We do have 2-2 Electrode in here, a 2-2 line of Electrode for this Bazap Thunder ability. Knock it out, your opponent gets to take 1 prize, but then you get to attach it to one of your electric Pokemon as 2 energy. So very cool. We have 3 Lele's in here to draw out our supporters. Pretty basic supporter count. 2 field blowers. Get rid of our opponent's tools and stadiums. 4 max elixirs to help accelerate energy to make sure we're hitting big numbers with powerful spark. One nest ball in here to help draw out another basic Pokemon. Typically you don't get everything you need with Bridget, so this just sort of helps mid-game get another basic into play. I like that. One thing I don't have in here that I should make room for is a Mr. Mime. Seeing as spread damage is so prevalent right now, I think Mr. Mime would be a good addition to this deck. But I have 1 Rescue Stretcher and 1 Super Rod. Get back our Pokemon and energy. 3 Choice Bands to improve our damage output. 2 Float Stones to retreat our Pokemon for free. And 12 basic energy. That's pretty high count, but we do need a lot of energy in play to hit hard with powerful spark. Plus, you know, we want to make sure we're hitting our max elixirs, so 12 is pretty good for that. I might want to drop 1 energy for Mr. Mime, but this is the deck I've been using. I've been having a lot of success with it and a lot of fun. So if you have any questions or suggestions, leave a comment. I'll get back to you right away. Otherwise, enjoy the match. Alright, so we'll start a match here. I start Voltorb and bench Oranguru. I don't mind starting Voltorb, honestly, because you can just evolve into Electrode and use the ability to basically give yourself a free retreat in that way. So something to think about. My opponent starts Tapu Koko, and looking at his deck box and sleeves, I gotta think he's playing Ninetales Zoroark. So definitely gonna be a tough matchup. That's a deck that a lot of people consider, you know, one of the best decks right now. It's performed well on the big stage. He goes for Ultra Ball for Lele for Bridget, and yep, it is Ninetales Zoroark. He benches 2 Vulpix and a Zorua. I use my 1 Nest Ball to grab out a Pikachu, and it looks like I'm going to Guzma and try to stall with Noozle, or Noozle. Try to stall with Nuzzle, which it does pay off. I was pretty much willing to take that risk. I didn't want to throw away one of my 3 Raichu GXs, so I did get the Nuzzle stall play. And he evolves into Zoroark GX and Ninetales GX, so he's having pretty fast setup right here. I'm pretty worried at this point, honestly. I'm falling behind on the board state. But I was able to stall him there, so I get to conserve my Raichu GX, get another manual attachment, and that's why I don't like the Oranguru for like 1 card. because now I just got rid of 3 Sycamores instead of only 2. But I went for it there and did not pay off. I did get my Electrode evolved. Got a Lele as well. I just decided to bench that for another backup attacker, I guess. And I do have the in ready for next turn as long as he doesn't in as well. I like to not use Electrode right there because I don't want to put 4 energy on Raichu GX. That really wouldn't help me that much against this active Lele. And I could use Thunder to put it at 160, but that's also pretty useless. If I had Choice Band right there, I probably would have gone for the knockout, but I decided to just hang on to my resources right now and I don't attach that Electrode. My opponent evolves into Baby Ninetales with the Safeguard, so now I gotta be worried about that. Gotta think about charging up my Oranguru at some point to get a counter KO on that. He Guzmas up my Lele, and he's got a pretty scary Ninetales GX now in the active, ready to knock out most of my Pokemon, actually all my Pokemon as long as he finds another energy. I get the Ultra Ball, and yep, it looks like he has 5 energy on board, so I do grab the Tapu Koko GX and bench that, take the energy off of it, and manually attach. Now that thing's ready to GX one-hit KO this Ninetales. And that's why it's in this deck, just sort of take your opponent off guard and get yourself back into a game. So whereas I was looking, pretty sketchy, suddenly now I'm, probably taking over the board state a little bit right here with this Tapu Thunder GX attack. Getting one-hit KO in myself before the KO, now have 8 cards in hand. So I'm gonna force my opponent to basically in me here. Otherwise, I'm gonna have a lot of options available to me. He grabs an Ultra Ball. Let's see what he's gonna grab with him. I think he's looking for maybe an Aqua Patch here, or manual attachment to that Baby Ninetales so that I can't attack against it with its Safeguard ability. He goes for an in. He does find an in, looks like. And he's just drawing through like crazy because of that Zoroark GX. Very nice ability there. And it looks like he does not find the water energy he needed, so he does go for a Flying Flip with the Baby Koko. I get a Lele, go for a Guzma on his damaged Lele that I was able to damage earlier. Gonna take 2 prizes off of that, put myself at 5 cards in hand going into 2 prizes left that I need to take. So pretty good state right here. I gotta be pretty concerned about my heavily damaged Raichu GX. I gotta think that's probably gonna go down here. But I do have a backup Tapu Koko GX ready. And if I evolve that Voltorb, I can have 2 more energy ready for maybe a fresh Raichu at some point. My opponent is probably just looking for an energy to use that Safeguard Ninetales. I did discreetly attach an energy to Oranguru so that I can set up a counter KO on this Baby Ninetales. He's gonna hit me for 110, which is not quite enough. And that does buy me 1 turn to sort of maybe try to find a max elixir to get this Oranguru charged up. I Ultra Ball away a couple things I don't need at the moment. I could put that Raichu GX back in later with a Rescue Stretcher or a Super Rod. And right now it looks like I'm just trying to thin down my hand as much as possible to maybe hit. I'm just digging as much as I can to try to find a max elixir, so I do have in hand. Luckily before the in I was able to find the max elixir I needed, and now I am ready to KO this Baby Alolan Ninetales with my Oranguru, and I still have a couple pretty big backup attackers ready even if Oranguru gets knocked out. My opponent realizes that, probably thought he was too far behind on the board state to come back, and that was that match. So we were able to take down one of the better decks in the format right now with a lesser, a less strong deck. But we did have a biggest attack and more damage overall, and we were able to take that one away from our opponent. So pretty good showcase of Raichu GX. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.